Thank you, Chairman Meroni. Thank you, President Ron, for having come to Uganda in November to have one of your new generation conferences. After President Ron's very excellent visit to Uganda, he invited me to come here and speak to you. And guess what? My invitation got in on the 1st of April. Now back home, 1st of April is Fool's Day. And I got excited. Fellow Rotarians, I joined Rotary when I was 25, just like many former presidents of Rotary International. And since then, I've realized that this is the only service organization that does not have Rotary Young or Rotary Old. It is Rotary International. Thank you. I have had a rare privilege as a Rotary youth leader to host 3 sitting Rotary International presidents, coming specifically to our district to see the relationship Rotarians have with young people in our district. My name is Ronald, and it gives me great pleasure and honor as a young person to address you on one of Rotary International's core programs, the New Generations. I'm 33 years old, and back home in Uganda, I'm considered an elder. And anyone above 30 is considered old, because 70% of the population is less than 30 years old. I know that Rotary International Director Sam and my district governor Emmanuel Katongole and other Rotarians from Rotary International District 9211, from whom I have learned a lot since my time as interactor, are listening attentively to one of their own to hear how far I have come. Rotary International District 9211 is comprised of Uganda and Tanzania, and it is referred to as the last true Garden of Eden. These 2 countries form the greater part of East Africa, fondly referred to as the natural paradise, the cradle of mankind. About 65% of the total population in this part of the world is below the age of 35 years. And over 35% are between the ages of 15 and 35 years, making Africa the most youthful continent and a great catchment for great organizations like Rotary International in terms of membership growth. Friends, these figures show the locus of absolute poverty, erosion of national pride, educational disparities, violence, drug and alcohol abuse, and materialism in Africa is in areas where the youth are the majority. The youth account for 60% of all Africa unemployed according to the World Bank. And in North Africa, the youth unemployment rate is an eyebrow-raising 30%, but it's even worse in South Africa. 40% of those that joined the Lord Resistance Army rebel movement back in my country are motivated by the lack of jobs. Rotary is the antidote to these frightening numbers in Africa. When I was invited to join Rotary as an interactor back in 1994, it was the first day I set path into a different future. A future that does not underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or even the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. Fellow Rotarians, let that Rotary path shape a future for another young person back in your district and clubs, like it did for me 2 decades ago. My district has over 120 Rotary clubs with 3,000 members, have over 70 vibrant Rotary clubs with about 2,000 members, and over 170 Interact clubs. What we have seen at these youth service clubs are the pool of the excellent quality of the membership of this great district. And I'm a true testimony to that. In my various engagements and working with young people as a district New Generations Chair for Rotary District 9211, I've never felt more optimistic about what young people can achieve. Choosing to lift conflict and prejudices of the past behind us to create a bright future for all. And this is what is so powerful about the new generations. This generation of the youth stands at the border post between the past of oppression and repression, and the future of prosperity, peace, and harmony. I know that every generation has its qualms about handing the future to the youth. Experienced people want to hold on, but they recognize that they're clutching on slippery grass, and the future cannot be the same. For Rotarians, the new generation is an asset to any organization. They are energetic, they are adventurous, they are innovative, they are industrious and healthy and willing to learn. But what they lack is the basic opportunity to enable them to develop their full potential. Over the years, Rotary International has built resilience and equality with a wider vision of helping the youth. And the youth is just a state of mind because it implies we can always be young and fresh. Sometimes, my fellow Rotarians, you need a fresh perspective to solve a challenge. Young people are powerful in transformation because they have advantages. They have the internet, they have the Twitter, they use Facebook to organize protests and even speak about human rights and oppression. And this is a great tool that Rotary can tap into to advance goodwill and understanding. The youth world over have always been at the forefront. Is it struggling for freedom or a quest for development? The youth have played a pivotal role. I would like to encourage you, my fellow Rotarians and leaders, that in whatever you do, always do your best to meet, empower, energize young people, because they are the now. And they're the ones shaping the future of great organizations like Rotary, with their passion, energy, and ideas. And if we are to realize Rotary's road to transformation, new generations' development and empowerment are key. We cannot achieve sustainable Rotary development without addressing the youth and the issues that affect them. We cannot adequately address issues of the youth without their participation. It is indeed nothing about us without them. And the surest way to hand over the future to the youth must be preemptive. In other words, the earlier, the better. Friends, the forming of a person precedes transfer of responsibility, because people are hired for their skills and leadership, but they are fired for their character. One of Africa's greatest sons and citizens, the late Nelson Mandela, said, "You can only know the strength of an organization by not how it treats its youngest, but its youngest." Since it is inescapable for the youth today to become the leaders and influencers of tomorrow, our task as Rotary International is twofold: the formation of the youth as a person and the intentional transfer into their hands to make it better than today. Let us not wait until tomorrow. Now is the time to build those partnerships with the new generations and to prepare them for a better tomorrow for all of us. Let me tell you a story as I conclude, my friends. There was this very noticeable businessman who was so good at what he did. And one day he decided to open shop in retailing. He placed a very big signpost at his shop reading "Big Deals." His business was doing very well and flourishing. A few months later, a competitor opened shop just adjacent to him, selling the same merchandise. And he placed a much larger signpost in his shop, reading "Low Prices." The earlier businessman, who was probably a Rotarian, remembered this business rule: do not compete with rivals, just render them useless. He went and rebranded the signpost on his shop, and it now reads, "Entrance here." Now is the time to create an entrance for the new generations, because they are the dreams inside our hearts for Rotarians. We should never let them go, for dreams are tiny seeds from which beautiful tomorrows grow. Let us create the best out of them. Let us believe in their dreams. Let us engage and encourage them. Let us share with them. Let us trust and transform them as we engage Rotary to change lives. Thank you for listening.